Okay, we'll go ahead and call the work session to order at 6 o'clock. We've got quite a bit to cover here tonight, so we'll go ahead and start. Y'all have time to look at the agenda.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Any changes or comments? Okay.
I'm good.
All right. All right, number 2 is approval of our previous minutes. Everyone had time, I know, to look at that. Any changes, comments on that? All right. If not, put that on consent agenda. Personnel status, there's been a couple, we've replaced 2 bailiffs, I know the sheriff has, and just been some minor changes there. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay. Then on consent agenda. Board appointments and proclamations, if any. Dawn, you got anything there?
We do not.
I know we had several, we did, last week, so I think we covered about everything that's coming up, hopefully. Okay, move down to number 5, it's approval of our SPOS capital equipment, if any. Tommy, you want to come up? Mr. Bradford? You got some,
So unfortunately, I'm here in front of y'all. So we've had 2 vehicles that's been involved in crashes. One of them was rear-ended here a few weeks ago, or maybe last week. I talked to Billy. We hadn't had a estimate on it yet, but he feels like it's total. It's got 195,000 miles on it. So he kind of feels like the insurance is probably going to total that one.
well, it's twisted bad. If you look under it, that unibody on it, I don't know how in the world they could ever fix it and come out. I mean, but it, we'll see.
Yeah, he's thinking because of the mileage that they're probably not gonna fix it. We've had another one. Oh, okay. We've had another one, that's been wrecked for a while. I've just left the one individual in a, older vehicle with 221,000 miles on it. But I can't continue to leave them in something like that. It's not a dependable vehicle to be having somebody in, so.
Yeah.
Both of these would be non-pursuit rated vehicles. Prater had already bid one earlier and said that he couldn't get the vehicle, but then he ended up getting them here, I think last month or the month before. So he said he would honor the same price that we had bid out before, which was the $38,327.88. And that's included with the extended warranty.
Yeah.
On top of that, which is the 5-year, I think 100,000 miles that they normally give us. And then on top of that, with just the basic lighting, just something small would be $4,135.15. Motorola solution for the radio, one for each car, it would be $2,983. So for the equipment would be $7,118.15, and a total of $45,446.03 for each vehicle.
And that's, then we've got the insurance will be coming back in on the other one, whatever
Yeah, it's just,
whatever they
we
total out.
already got the
It'll go
insurance
right
on the one,
on that, but not that one, the other.
not this one,
Yeah.
no, which
So-
that'll come from,
Yeah,
who's
whoever,
the insurance.
the
was,
insurance,
yeah.
the other person, yeah. Any questions, Tommy? It's kind of a
But you're asking
necessity.
for 2?
You don't have to-
Yes.
Yeah, 2, yeah. And we've got, there's several of our cars. We got some that's fairly new and low mileage, but there's a lot of them hitting high mileage. We got
Yeah.
several out
I
there.
mean, I'm good.
Yeah,
If that
yeah.
hadn't happened, I
Yeah,
would have kept on going.
But thank goodness if it had to happen, it was one of our high mileage.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I was
yeah.
getting at. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's awful to say that, but it's,
And the other one was one that the task force gave us, so it was an older vehicle too, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think when it got wrecked, it had 130, 140,000, so
Yeah.
it wasn't a brand new vehicle. We don't normally do that for investigation. So if these did get purchased, they would be in investigations, and that should
Yeah.
be for a while,
yeah.
a long while.
Is this
if you had this car come in tomorrow, is it ready to go on the street, or is
Nah,
there
he's
still
got
other?
the 2 vehicles down there right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
they're
but
sitting
this
on-
is all the extra, there's still other, the computer and everything that we put in them?
We
or
don't
is it-
put
or is it
computers
gonna-
in
okay.
those. This would be just basically the $4,135 just for a few lights, and that's installation price included. And then the $2,983 for a radio. Computers, cages, we don't put all that. We don't stripe them, so there's not, and I just keep bare lights on because they're not out here running like traffic and doing all that, so there's no sense in spending a lot of money on that.
Okay. Mr. Hartline, you fine, everybody?
I'm good with it.
All right, everybody, okay.
Look like a good deal to me.
All right, put it on the consent agenda then, okay. All right. The actual, did you get that, you got those letters to everybody, all the heads of the departments sitting you about purchases, okay? Mr. Hartline had requested that, and I did, I seen it too. Yeah, you put it in my box, okay? We made everybody aware though, Philip, that, you know, you gotta come and
About
present
SPOS
before, yeah.
purchases.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Okay.
just wanna be sure it was done. I really hadn't thought about it till today, and anyway. ARPA expenditures, got anything on that? Okay. Number 7, our historic courthouse restoration project, Mr. Cole Atkins. You know, come up, Cole, and then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and, we got some people here. I'm gonna move them back up here to the, kind of up on the agenda from the Bridge Health, Lookout Mountain Community Services formerly, so. But we get this report from old Cole here and see what we got going over there.
All right tonight.
Sir.
So we'll start off with our budget status. We had issued an RFP for doors and hardware. We have still yet to receive any responses for that, so it has been left open. One proposal was received for the entry doors from Home Choice Doors and Windows, which is Marvin Doors. The proposal was for the amount of $47,925.30 for the 3 entry doors to the building. A proposal was also received from the landscape installer, who is AFIX, for maintenance throughout their 1-year warranty period. This proposal was for the amount of $10,296. This service is recommended to ensure and warranty replacements are complete without issue and the installation maintains its appearance. And we have modified the budget to reflect both of the above proposals. And with that, our current contingency is $118,558. For our construction schedule, drywall work is ongoing. We have received our additional ceiling tiles for the courtroom. Millwork installation has begun, and we do have a mock-up room that shows the level of trim ready for approval. Our lighting installation has begun. Down to our significant open items, proposals for a roof replacement have been requested. The existing roof continues to have leak issues, and based on a review by a qualified roofer, a replacement was suggested. And then for contract status, upcoming RFPs include flooring and acoustical ceilings, and we hope to get that out the first of next week. And that's all I have. If anybody has any questions.
On the roof, though, what do you, how many people you got looking at? I mean, what?
Should have 4.
Okay,
so
you
far.
want 4 bids?
Yes, sir.
4, okay.
So how's the roof on it now?
They had recommended replacement just due to the fact that on a screw-down metal roof, you're supposed to replace the screws every 5 years, and they had advised that it did not look like that had been done. The majority of the flashing around the chimneys have holes where your valley runs down into your flashing. It's open, so it's just water's running directly under your chimney flashing.
So you don't think, you don't feel good about actually going back and because they have got, they got some new screws that's been out only about a year, it's got the umbrella about doing that and then having reflashing done. I mean.
We requested a price to do that as well.
Okay, good. Yeah.
As the new roof.
Yeah.
So we should have 2 of those.
Yeah, okay, that's good, because that's, yeah. I didn't know that on the 5-year thing on the metal
Yes,
roof.
sir, it's recommended to replace your screws every 5 years.
Yeah, no matter what they're screwed to, no matter if it's on metal, purlin, or actually wood, it don't really matter then, really.
Right.
My roof's 30 years old and it's still got
I
the
know,
same.
there's a lot of
screws.
roofs, a lot of metal roofs, I know you've been there 20, 30 years, yeah.
About
Yeah.
30.
But I tell you, I wonder if they still recommend on these screws, I used some on the roof we put on
That roof
6
is
months
30
ago,
years?
and it's got the really
Put a 90,
apron on top of
91,
it,
92.
and it's got a lock. When you screw down, if you, get it right, Man, I don't know. It looks like that'd last for many, many years, there. I mean, there's no backing up on it because it's almost like a law washer on it
Right.
over there. But maybe they'll revert that maybe every 10 years, maybe or so. But yeah,
Hadn't seen that.
yeah, they're here. They're twice as much. Cost twice as much for good. Any questions for Cole? Appreciate you. Okay, good job.
Yep.
Hey, it's looking good, really. It's looking really good over there right now.
To hear?
It's changed the whole, Okay, bridge. The bridge people here are here, Bridge Health, not bridge builders, they're Bridge Health. And they were formerly Lookout Mountain Community Services. They wanted to come and give us a little report, and Miss Kathy Thornton. You Kathy?
No, actually, that's been updated.
Okay,
I'm Heather Rosner, I'm the
Okay.
CEO.
Okay.
And the reason I'm here, well, I'll kind of lead into it, but I wanted to educate the commissioners a little bit about who we are and what we do, and then kind of tell you and ask that we have. But I was here in 21, in June, with Tom Ford. He was the CEO at the time. But tonight, I'm here as the CEO with this Chief Operations Officer, Patrick McBride, and our site manager in Dade County, Lisa Stevens. Some of you might know her. Yeah. So I brought the people with me, the important folks. But no, I came because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about mental health in your county. So I do have a PowerPoint. Don't know if that's going to be able to show up or not. That's our new logo. But as you said, we were Lookout Mountain Community Services Agency for many years. We rebranded in 21. I'm sorry, in July of 22 to Bridge Health. And same folks, we're the same people, same providers, but we just wanted to change the look. And we're also our mission and our vision is kind of getting us outside the clinic and getting out to where people know who we are and what we do, because the need is growing for mental health and substance abuse care in our United States, in Georgia, and in our counties. So we did form a nonprofit in 22 as well called Lookout Cares. The reason we had to create a nonprofit is because we were created in legislation. If you flip to the next slide, kind of tells you what a CSB is, a Community Service Board is. We've been created in legislation to provide the mental health treatment for your county, also Walker and Chattooga and Catoosa County, for those with severe persistent mental illness and for addictive disease. We're here to serve folks without insurance or those with Medicaid, people on Medicare, people who also have maybe developmental disabilities. So we do a lot, but we are appointed through the state legislature to provide services in your county. I want to build upon that, and I want to build our relationships. I think it's very important. The map behind you shows the different CSBs in the state. There is a CSB for every county, Community Service Board for every county in Georgia. And we are your CSB, and I want to find ways that we can partner and build upon that. So those are the different CSBs in that map, and I can share this map with you all in a printable version. What we provide and what we do, we have a continuum of services, including we have an in-school program called APEX, and we're in almost every school in Dade County with our APEX program. We also provide treatment for the Accountability Court, Lookout Mountain Judicial Accountability Court program. We provide the treatment for that. We have adult day programs. We have peer programs. We provide we provide counseling for individual counseling, family counseling. We provide supported employment programs. We have housing programs. We have a therapeutic foster care program that we also have called TREC. So we have a lot of programs. That's just kind of a broad stroke of what we do provide. We're CARF accredited. Some of you have heard of JCO with the hospital setting. Our accreditation is through CARF. And we do employ psychiatrists, nurses, licensed therapists, and case managers all the way down the line. So we do get an appointed board member from the county, and you all have appointed Judge McCormick for us. His term expires in June of this year, so we'll be looking to have you all appoint a new person. I think we have some people that we think may be interested in being on our board, so we'll be coming back to you soon about that.
Dade County, Dade
Yes.
County people, right, yeah.
Yep. they're
Because
Dade.
Joel, I thought we talked him into staying, but evidently he's not, he's been on there a long time as far as.
He would like to stay,
Yeah,
but I guess
yeah.
what the regulations
Yeah.
say is they can't.
They can't
I
because,
would
that's what,
love
I
to
didn't know
keep
that
him.
till I went to ask him, but it's
I
not.
would love to keep him, but
Conflict, kind of
conflict of
unfortunately,
interest.
they only allow you to stay on 2 terms, and he's stayed on twice.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but I did tell him I'd be here tonight if he wanted to come and hang out with me, but he didn't come. So. But we really enjoy him. He's a great support to us. On the next slide just shows the picture of where we're at. We are on 12586 North Main Street is where our location is here in Dade, and like I said, we are in most of the schools here in Dade County. We have served 877 residents of Dade County in 2023. So we do serve quite a few people in York County directly, whether it's substance abuse, mental health, or developmental disability needs. The need, what is the need? I just have a few statistics. Georgia ranks 31st in suicide deaths in the U.S. Suicide rates increased approximately 36% from 2000 to 2021. Suicide's responsible for 48,183 deaths in 2021, which is about 1 death every 11 minutes. Suicide affects people of all ages, and 20 cause of death for individuals ages 25 to 44 in our 4-county area, according to DPH. Substance use and mental health issues have a significant impact on lives, families, communities, and societies. And I think it's gotten to a place where we're going to have to really invest and see what we can do to kind of help. It's really important that we start with our youth and try to get prevention instead of waiting till people get to the point where they have severe or persistent mental health issues and never received treatment. And that's why we're so proud of our APEX program. And they are in, as I said, all of your schools. I think we've been doing very well with that program. Our schools, I think we've been doing very well with that program. I will say, though, that unfortunately, APEX funding is not for any private insurance youth. And so for 6 months, from July 1st to December 31st, we paid $22,556 of our money to support the schools for our private insurance children, and we are unable to maintain that. I think that's kind of upset the apple cart a little bit at the school, but we just don't have the funding. The money isn't there for us to be able to do that. So maybe going to the school board is one option, but we're just bringing it to you all that CSBs in general are kind of struggling across the board financially. Our ask is that because of the pandemic, we have noticed things are kind of on the rise as far as mental health and substance use. We have a strain on our current workforce. Dade is deemed as a health professional shortage area with you all probably know that, with primary care providers and mental health providers. So we want to do all we can to try to bring them to your area. We also feel like the lack of affordable housing, people struggle with our housing program. We could do more if we could get a little bit more funding, which we do have some grants out there that we are looking at. Our 4-county area does lack a homeless shelter. I think there's a few private places that try to do some things for homeless, which is helpful. Transportation is obviously also a barrier for people getting into services, but and then the last issue that we have is our reimbursement rates haven't been updated since 2008. So we're trying to find licensed staff psychiatrists under a 2008 model. So what they're doing is they're doing a rate study, which could take quite a few years. But if you are interested, I can share information about our funding. But we do we're pretty tight. But that was our ask is, the money that we have given to the schools, we are unfortunately not going to be able to maintain doing private insurance kids. And I will say the social workers there are pretty concerned because a lot of the parents can't get off work to drive to Chattanooga and get back. And it's helped for them to have it at the school. But anyway, I don't know if there's anything that Patrick or Lisa want to share, but,
I think you covered it pretty well.
You did a good job.
all right, so.
If you guys have any questions?
You're talking about now, that this service is going to be cut from the school, right? Is that what you're
We're
saying?
going to continue, but for the private insurance children, we can't provide the services to them.
So the people that's got insurance, you can't provide it.
Correct.
But the people, the indigent.
Medicaid and
Medicaid.
indigent, that's what the money is set up for.
Hmm.
Unless there's a immediate crisis, we can do a crisis assessment. Now, if the families want to take the children to the clinic, we can do a private pay option, which is something we can do, but we just can't continue in 6 months to lose almost $23,000 in 6 months. It's hard. And we, as far as I know, they've been very happy with the services that we are providing over there. So. but-
Phil, if you got anything, questions, Lamar?
But
And-
Now, who decides who's gonna be serving our area? I know y'all used to be called, what was it you used to be called?
Lookout Mountain.
Lookout Mountain.
You mean on the board, is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
well, I mean, they showed up there a while ago on that map of the state of Georgia. We're in like 4 or 5 counties
Yeah.
together. Who decides who's getting that rate? Because I noticed each one of them had different names on them.
We are funded through Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. So I would say they probably make that decision.
The
That
same-
board,
the
that
same
board, then,
people.
yeah, the state board.
Would you say your percentage of those private, health individuals and equal out about the same,
They're
or?
pretty high in Dade. I think they're,
47% private insurance.
it's much higher in
Really
Dade than
much
the other
higher
counties,
than-
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So if we can get funding, like what we did in Catoosa counties, I got some funding, well, Sheriff Sisk got some funding, and we are providing services in the jail through the money he got from the county. So we can't provide services in the jail. It's just not a service that we get reimbursed for. So that's other ways we try to find ways to serve, whether it's through the county funding or something, ARPA funds, slush funds, something to help assist us. We'd be willing to I'm willing to think outside the box to serve our county. It's just,
And you think you said you think he got it through the county commission?
yes,
Or
the
through
county
another?
commission, yeah, Catoosa County. He got some funding, so we put a counselor in the jail through that funding.
What exactly are you, like, what percentage, or what exactly are you asking for? What would be the amount?
Well,
Anything, or?
yes, anything would be great. I can give you, like I said, a dollar amount for 6 months in the schools. So if I gave you a dollar amount for a year, that could really help us with the private insurance kiddos. Like I said, it was 20.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just hard for me to kind of understand without really a breakdown and
Sure.
how many students that you're actually servicing, and I'm just kind of a numbers person, and
Sure, I can send you that.
look at it that way. I definitely think it's very important, starting at a young age, and there's not much help around here like that, so,
Yeah, I did tell the school social worker we were coming if she wanted to come and speak, but she definitely is very adamant that it's a need, and we agree. So I can get you some numbers.
Okay.
I can get your information and send it over to, well, I have your information.
I'll tell you, I'll give her my card if she'll email me her info.
yeah.
Well, you need
yeah,
to get,
either
need to
way.
get to Don, and then he can get it to all commissioners,
Okay, thanks.
Appreciate y'all coming and.
So I've got a
and that's
question
just-
about the
but, yeah.
private insurance.
Yeah.
Can you not bill private insurance?
We can if we have licensed staff that are credentialed with that insurance company. But there's a lot of insurance companies that take 5-6 years of fully licensed people. And if you know anybody who's licensed, they don't stay on in community mental health. They sit behind a screen in their house in their jammies and do telehealth. So not a lot of people are signing up to come work for me, because you have to be in the community, you got to be on your feet, you got to meet all the standards that are required, and it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But you could easily, as an LCSW or an LPC, just kind of hang out your own shingle and kind of do your own thing. So we struggle. So a lot of our people are in training. They're recently graduates from their social work program or their licensed program, and they're
So Georgia doesn't have like a unified, universal system for billing insurance? Like you could use one or two agencies or persons in the state to do all of the whole, your map, I can't remember how many different divisions you had, but you're saying, it's each individual area.
you're speaking to insurance companies, yes.
And then you've got each individual insurance.
Correct. And they all have different authorization requirements.
Yep.
And they all have different
Yeah, I know that.
units that they allow. And so the therapist also has to identify what insurance do you have, how many units are authorized. We do have a psychologist who can do some assessments. We do have a lot of great programs. It's just getting programs to those with private insurance folks we struggle with.
I think it's become even worse after COVID, because people got used to working from home.
Yeah.
Telehealth's great, but there's also that's been one of the downfalls for us, because a lot of these licensed professionals work from home now.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? All right, okay. Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all very much.
All right. Dad, you want to come on up? Let you go ahead. I know you've got your ways to get home, so you can go ahead and talk to us tonight. Tell us who you are and what you do. A lot of people don't know you and don't know you exist.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm Jad Johnson. I'm the Circuit Public Defender for the Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit Public Defender Office, and we're proud to serve the people of Dade County as well as Catoosa, Chattooga, and Walker counties. I'm here before the board tonight to present our 2024 contract, which is the same contract that you all have approved the past almost 20 years now. There's really no difference between this year's contract and last year's contract, other than the budget, which changes every year, of course. But other than that, the meat and potatoes of the contract are the same. We provide indigent defense services in the Superior and Juvenile Courts for Dade County as well as the other counties in our circuit. So it's pretty cut and dry, pretty simple. But certainly if you all have any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them.
Any questions?
No, I'd rather.
They've always done a good job.
You've done good. You've been, especially on money, watching your money now. And I know sometimes that's hard to, especially in your profession, but, you've always been good to work with. And
Thank you.
And your predecessor too. So you kind of learned from him, I'm sure.
I did.
Don, you got anything to add?
Basically the same budget, right?
Yeah. I thought he cut it 20%.
Yeah,
I just thought, sometimes I think.
No, that's actually, I don't know the numbers, but it is
Pretty close.
less. It is less than what you all approved.
Yeah, at least you're going the right way.
We tweaked some of the numbers based on the census data, and so Dade County does not have to pay as much as we had originally thought when you all approved the budget back in June or whenever that was. So. But I also wanted to just give my thanks to the board for working on the depot. Went out there the other day with Chairman and Commissioner Goff and the contractor, and just really pleased with how that project's coming along, and just really appreciate you all letting us utilize that space.
Yeah. It was hard to explain to Dad that we're going to have to use kerosene lamps and all, just we're trying to cut all the costs we can and window fans, but he was fine with it. He didn't say anything about that. So. Yeah. No, it's going to work out good. We'll be able to come in way under our budget on that building, thank goodness, and it'll be a win-win for us. Y'all have more room, and we'll be able to take what you've got down there and generate into funds, put back in our general fund for our building. So it's good. I'm just glad and it'll be a good place down there for you. It'll be kind of. Yeah. Okay.
Until the train comes by, but other than that.
Don't worry. He said that 10 times. I said, you'll never know it. After you're there about 2 weeks, they'll never even know a train comes by.
Just don't ask any life and death questions at that particular time.
We appreciate it, though.
Yes, sir. Chairman, you want to go ahead and sign this document now, or how do you want to do that?
Well, normally we do
Okay.
before you leave.
Yes, sir.
Just go ahead, and that way you can be on your way. But
We could
You need
bring
to
the
test
old
it, don't
air
you?
conditioning and heating over for you.
Do I now?
We could bring the old
An
heating and
update would be nice.
An air conditioning unit over.
An update would be
We
nice.
don't want you to miss it too bad.
The flickering lights. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some things that we could change.
We should have a lot of plugins over there.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be, I'm really.
That's what we
excited
met
about the
for,
space.
where you can
Yeah.
actually show, and that way we'll have the desk where they're gonna be and all that, so it's gonna work out good. Work out good. These off.
Jay.
Thank you all.
All right, thank you,
I
Jack.
got one.
All right, let's move down to the number 8. This is the abandonment of a section, about a 200-foot section that was linked to the Pleasant Hill Road. This is at the very bottom of it. It's been not been used in, I know, since I've been commissioner, really. I mean, it's 20 years, but anyway, we talked about this, and would this be considered like a second reading? I know we got a public hearing coming up on it, but is that necessary? I
It's
mean,
not necessary.
okay.
No.
But that's what's happening, and anybody's got any questions between now and the public hearing, call our office, and we can show you on the map. It's a grown-up little section, that's not been used. It was actually straightened out years ago for safety because you couldn't see when you were at that angle. So anyway, we'll have a public hearing on that, but if you got any questions, you can call the office here and talk to me or
You want to make
Don.
it 5:45? Yeah, we were gonna make that 5:45 too. I had 5:30 listed, but 5:45, I think is.
5:45 on the
That's
public hearing.
actually on the publication, so.
It's okay. And it is advertised, okay.
45.
Okay, let's move down to number 9. It's the memorandum of understanding and agreement between Catoosa, Chattooga, Walker, and Dade counties for Superior Court judges of Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit pertaining to their supplementary pay and monetary compensation. And this, to me, is kind of a no-brainer because it is going down. Actually, if they did the per capita and our population count and all that, the only county that's going to actually go up on your request will be Catoosa, looks like. And ours is going down, not a tremendous amount, but it is going down as far as the check that we write them on their supplement every 2 weeks. So, if y'all got any questions on that, it's
So we called, by the way, we pulled the checks out. They print actually on the 2nd.
Yep.
And so we pulled those checks out, so we'll either have to redo these checks or reduce next month's checks, but
We
anyway.
can redo them.
But anyway.
There's not that many, there's not that many checks.
They just went, they should have gone down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that Jed was just talking about, the reduction in the, based on the US Census.
Census,
population.
yep. So,
Our portion's less.
you got any questions, Mr. Hartline? I mean, okay, no more. Okay, put that on consent agenda then, all right. Let's move down to number 10, Resolution R-01-24. This is the setting of our qualifying fees for our 2024 election. Man, just around the corner. Yeah. Is that posted? Is it, we will post that online or Carrie can? when we
Well, we'll advertise that
Advertise
after
that,
y'all
yeah.
approve it.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be advertised in the newspaper for, I don't know, whatever standard it is. The elections folks does that for us.
Yeah. You want to go over them? You want to read?
So, yeah,
Go ahead and read
and
'em.
so what that is the 3% of the base salary, and you see the commission chairperson, county executive is $2,106.58. County commissioner is $120. School board member is $18. Sheriff, $1,927.66. Tax commissioner is $1,660.34. The clerk of Superior Court, $1,660.34. Probate judge, $1,660.34. Chief magistrate judge is $1,693.55. and the coroner is $72.
Okay. Any questions on that, how that's figured? Okay, all right. Put that on the
The
consent
most
agenda.
thankless job on there is a school board member, and I mean, $50 per meeting, that's tough, y'all. But, and some people in the rooms has served on the school board, so they know it's a tough job.
And 72 on the corner, you know, that's.
That's the
That's better.
second most.
But anyway, everybody fine with that then? Put it on the consent agenda?
For the tax assessor's office.
Okay.
Be a board member for them.
You've been there.
Really?
I've been there,
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah. All right.
$50 for meeting, that's what they get too.
Resolution R-2-24, this is something we've been doing for about 10, 15 years, I guess, at January. This is obtaining the tax anticipation note that possibly if we have to have it, we got it, which we've been fortunate, we've got money, we have tapped into it, but not because we had to, but we felt it was a business decision not to cash in the CDs and get penalized and all that, so
Yeah.
only for a few days. But anyway, it's something we've done every year, so, for years.
If
Everybody
there's
found, you know, it's just,
in case we need it.
that's in case you need it.
We used it for 2 years, 3 years ago, the fourth year ago, we didn't use it, so you just never know. It's
But
based
even
on.
when we use it, it's only like for
a
like a week,
shortage,
few weeks,
then
you
you
know.
gotta make payroll, but taxes will come in, usually within 45 days. It's just that period of time.
The only good thing, really, the good thing about it is, I've been here in years that we had to use it.
Oh,
We had, there was no way, but at least we got that, if we chose not to, and we wanted to pay the penalty or whatever, we could cash a CD or two in and go on with it, and then we'd leave, but if you weigh what little interest we pay on this,
Right.
it's just, but it's a good feeling to know that at least we've got, we've got money, a little money in the bank, and it's just, because I tell you, Robert's been here and Lamar and all, I mean, we went through some trying times in this commission.
Yeah, 2008, 2010, we didn't even have no fund balance
Man,
left.
mm-mm.
And this is probably something that most of 159 counties do in Georgia. It's not something that's unique to Dade County or any smaller or larger county.
But you'd be surprised the ones that have to do it still.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you get down further in South Georgia when there's not a lot of revenue, not a whole lot, they've got to have it. And a lot of them will pay it off right then into December and then renew that January 1 or 2, they go right back into it, and it's just a way of doing business for them, But anyway, everybody fine with that one?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, let's move down to number 12. Resolution R-3-24. This is our memorandum of understanding for the Family Crisis Center of Walker, Dade, Catoosa, and Chattooga counties. And this is something they've had, I can remember when they started it. It's been many years ago. We've always, supported these people. And hopefully no one ever has to use it from Dade. But it's sad, but we keep several people there. A lot of people from Dade County use it, So it's.
And these are revenues, this is a recommendation always through the district attorney's office as to the different groups that are chosen. And this is just one of 3, I think. There's five total, but 2 of them are internal funds. But anyway, this one fund is derived, though, not from taxes, it's derived from fines and fees.
That's right.
It's going through the court system and you're, fined a whatever. So that's how these monies come out. It's the Local Victim Assistance Fund.
Any questions? Okay. Go ahead and put that on the consent agenda. This is number 13, Resolution R-04-24, Association of County Commissioners of Georgia. This is our county legislative coordinator, and this has been Mr. Goff for many years. He's been done a good job and keeping us informed. But if any of you want it, y'all welcome to step up and I know Robert would like to, maybe take a
Get all the
break.
emails.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And invitations
Constantly,
to meetings.
keeping it, especially
You're
during
getting lonely.
legislation, that you get burned out with, but
It's not a lot, but they do call when, what your county is looking at, what's going on and things there. And I've been happy to do it and would be willing to do it only one more year.
Yeah, I think we ought to
But if anybody else wants it, I'll be willing for them to have it one more year, but
Say we appreciate what you do, Robert, and I know it's,
Yeah, you do a good job at it.
cause it takes time,
It does.
it takes some time, and I'm probably the only other one that's retired here. But
Everybody-
maybe I'll fill in after you're gone next year.
Yep. Everybody fine with that?
Good with it.
Don't want to blackball him or nothing, ain't nothing, you know, pass the hat around. All right, all right, let's go down to number 14. This is our,
15.
let's see.
15 we did for.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, we didn't, I thought I had him crossed off, didn't. All right, 15, this is Resolution R-06-24, Georgia Department of Transportation Local Maintenance and Improvement Grant. This is our grant application for FY '24, and this is another win-win for us, I mean, as far as that goes. We've done this for, thank goodness, for many years. Any questions on that?
Good with it.
Okay, all right,
Yeah, I'd be more gooder with it if there was more money, but
I know it.
it is what it is, and glad to get it.
Yep. Number 16, Resolution R-07-24 is amendment number one to FY '24 budget, Don. I'll let you go into that.
Okay, we have our first budget amendment for 2024's budget, and that's, I mean, typically we do this in the January meeting. This is just adjusting our revenue to our actual revenues, and so for lost, we've collected 114,000 additional dollars that were not budgeted, so it's just increasing the revenue stream there. Insurance premium tax came in heavy at 80,000 more, so that's an increase. And then the home tax grant actually came in at 190,000 additional dollars, which is a great thing. So that totals 384,000. And then the elections, so we have the thought for elections, an increase of 100,000, because we said we were going to use monies that we were collected,
That's right.
for 100,000. So we need to put that back in the budget, since that was actually technically got put in the fund balance, because when it gets, sucked out of the, at the end of the year, any leftover revenues gets placed to the fund balance. So that's where it would go. So now this is putting it back on a line item that can be tracked. And then the insurance, this is the insurance for workers' comp? No?
For property.
Oh, it's our general liability. Yeah, 84,000, it's up $84,000. So the expenditure is an expenditure increase of 184,000. So it leaves a delta of a net $200,000 to restore back, which I think is originally what we used for fund balance,
That's what
right?
we budgeted to use in fund balance.
Yeah, so now our fund balance use is zero. The net is actually going to be zero use for the year.
That's good.
So money came in. We could have budgeted that way, but then you never know. This is the actual number, so now we feel really good about it.
And that's why it's best to conservatively budget and not
Yeah.
put that money, not plug them in too high, so that's good. All right. Any questions? Okay. Everybody fine? Put that on
Looks good
consent
to
agenda.
me.
All right. All right, and we've already got the number 17, Bridge Health. All right, you got anything else you want to, before we adjourn the work session? Anything going? Lamar, you got anything?
No, sir.
All right, we'll go ahead and we'll adjourn our work session here for about 5 minutes and take a break, and then we'll go into our regular meeting. Appreciate everyone staying with us if you can. Appreciate everyone being here. Go ahead and take a break.
Give a battery in these days. I didn't do it.
I guess I should start doing that.
Well, they want them for 6 months to do it if you slip up and don't do it.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order here on this January the 4th. Don't seem like it should be 2024. Sounds almost like to me like a science fiction, back when we were in school, 2024, it's space age, but, it's time goes by so fast. But hope everyone had a happy New Year, or is having a happy New Year and a Merry Christmas. As always, before we get started, Robert, would you lead us in prayer and pledge allegiance? If everyone would stand, please.
Dear Lord, we thank you tonight, as always, for the privilege to be here and the privilege to live in a free country, and Lord, just to be able to do the things we do without fear. Father, we thank you for, as always, for those who protect us day by day, wherever they may be, if it's here on our own soil or around the world. We know there's a lot of problems going on in our nation, and Lord, we just look to you for your guidance and your will. Father, as you use us here in our own little part of the world, that we do the very best we can do for all the people of Dade County. Father, we thank you for the good things that we've heard tonight that other agencies are doing to help our children, to help our adults with problems in their life, because we're always going to have problems. Lord, above that, we're always going to have you there to lean on. And Father, we just praise you for that tonight. Just bless this meeting and everything that we do to bring glory and honor to you. We ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Robert. This is a regular scheduled meeting of the Dade County Board of Commissioners, which takes place at the same time on the first Thursday of every month. Proper notice this meeting was given to our legal origin and posted in our hallway. This time I do need a roll call. Mr. Lowry?
Here.
Hartline?
Here.
Shaw?
Here.
Ms. Bradford?
Here.
And Chair's present. We do have a quorum. Mr. Lowry, you want to actually give us your committee report, please?
You want to skip the citizens' participation?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna do that.
You did
I'm
that?
so used to it being on the end of the dadgum meeting. Anyone want to come up and talk to us tonight? We got 5 minutes if you want to come up.
We got one.
Come on, Ron.
Hadn't seen you.
Tell us who you are.
Ronald Baldwin.
All right, Ron, we got 5 minutes. Just talk to us and let us hear
This
from
is
you.
regarding the signage on the square. I have tried to get someone to listen to me that we do not have enough signage on the square as far as explaining to people who aren't from here how to maneuver the square. On any given day, you'll see cars or trucks or whatever, and when they don't know which way to go, they just stop dead in the middle of the road out here. It would take a few signs. Like I've been to other town squares that has these signs with the yellow with the black. I know y'all might not be the ones that's over this, but I tried to talk to Mr. Cameron and whatever he is, a representative or whatever, but I obviously I didn't have a MAGA hat with me, so he wasn't exactly listening to me. So we need, y'all can light the square up like Rock City with no problem, but you can't put a few extra signs up. So I don't know who.
It's state. I'll get you a number tomorrow, and then I'll also call our state highway, the signage people.
Mr. Cameron should have been he was the right person for me to talk to.
And that's why I put you in touch with him.
And that's fine, and I respect that. You did right on that. He didn't. He gave me the runaround, and I don't appreciate that, but whatever. But there's going to end up being I was shocked when we had those problems on the interstate, and they had to route people through here that day. With all those tractor trailers, I was surprised it wasn't a bigger problem then. Mm. And there's several things. It wouldn't take but 2 or 3 more signs, because people that aren't from the South, they don't know what a town square is. So anyway, that's all I was wanting to mention.
Good to see you here tonight, Ron.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Ron.
That is something we need to take up with the state, because I've seen people stop they don't know what to do out here, and you're trying to yield, and
Yeah, well, I had a lady the other day, I came out and hadn't seen this in a long time, but it was when the freeway was closed, and it was like a couple of kids in there, and hell, Illinois tagging, she stopped, but she went around the wrong side of the
Yeah,
square.
we
And we
must
were
have seen
lucky.
the
I
same,
thought, what
same
is she doing?
car.
And she went around, came all back around, and just went right on down 11 there. She realized when she got out here, she was on the wrong side of the square, so, yeah, that's a good point. We'll see what we can do, Ron, okay? All right.
Yeah, I seen the same
Okay.
car.
All right, Mr. Lowry.
Nobody else?
I didn't see any hands, Ron was the only one.
I'm not gonna have a report tonight because Alex has been messing with the freeway today. There's wrecks, I guess.
Well, we had a pretty bad wreck, a family just down the road here, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I won't have a report tonight, but I would like to, Robert, in his prayer, he mentioned the people that take care of us. And the people that I use a report on are the people that really take care of us close at hand, right here, because people closest to us. From our 911 operators, from the minute you pick your phone up, you've got somebody offering help in there. You got your police officers and your firefighters, mountain rescue, and just say a little extra prayer for them tonight whenever you think about it and know how blessed we are to have people like that. On a more personal report, that everybody knows I'm fighting pancreatic cancer. Got my scan back about 2 weeks ago, and it has undetectable now after the chemo, after 8 treatments of chemo. So I'm doing good. I'm still gonna have to have a surgery in 2 or 3 weeks to remove what was disease. So hopefully that'll go good, and if everybody will keep me in your prayers, I'd appreciate that. So that's all I have.
I'm proud for you, Ron. It's a good report, you know.
Yeah.
We've all been praying. Mr. Hartline.
All right, at the sports complex, we don't have anything going on except for they're doing field maintenance, getting ready for the springtime. Baseball, softball, and soccer will be starting up February, March. On the electrical inspection side, we did swap over temporary poles to new construction, 10 of them. We done 3 new temporary poles last month, and some mobile homes, barns, campers. So we had a total of 23 electrical inspections for last month, pretty much almost one a day. But the thing is that 10 new constructions, that's 10 new homes with power on them, and 3 temporaries for somebody putting probably 3 more homes in. So every month, them numbers are staying about the same. And that's all I have this month.
Good report. It's amazing, though, when it shows you, it's not, we're not standing still. It's changing.
We're growing every day.
We're growing, regardless what the census says
Right.
sometimes. Mr. Goff.
Well, I'm happy to report again on our splosh and lost proceeds. We just ended another year. Of course, this, what you see on December, $336,894,000 was from the October sales in Dade County. But it rounds out the year with $3,851,021, which is about $300,000 more than a year ago. And as Don mentioned a few minutes ago in the budget, adjusting the budget, that lost was up $114,000. And of course, that is money that helps to lower property taxes, as well as does some of the other things like the insurance, premium tax and all that. But we're blessed for that to be taking place, because we have people coming, as Tommy came tonight for yet another vehicle and all these other things. That money does go for capital expenditures, and it will go for things like the elections building and other things that are going on in the county. Finally being able to refurbish, that's been in 3 splosh, the old courthouse looking, I don't care what anybody thinks, it looks good sitting in the middle of the road. I agree with Ronald Baldwin. I think we need to tell people somewhere down the road there's a big house in the middle of the road, and when you get to it, go stay in your lane, I guess. But we've really been blessed, and to have that to increase over almost $1 million from year before last over what was taken in the sales coming in to Dade County and other factors that play into it. And with that, I'll say, we was just sitting here talking the elections calendar that was mentioned, and I'm pretty sure it is March the 4th through the 8th. And the way that is always done, it goes Monday, about 8 hours on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, closes on a half a day or 12 noon on Friday to qualify for those positions that were mentioned earlier. And all of them have someone coming up. The school board will have 3. We will have 3 here. Of course, the sheriff, all the constitutional officers, everybody will be coming up for re-election this year. It is the big election, we say. So if anybody out there is looking and thinking about running for office, the qualifying time will be in March this year. And in the primary, I think it's probably, don't quote me on this, probably in July. And then, of course, November will be the general election where everybody is actually elected. As I said earlier, and I just reiterate something I said, Don pushed me into it about 7 or 8 months ago. I'm going to do my 2 impressions last night. My first, Lyndon Johnson. I will not seek nor shall I accept my party's nomination as District 3 Commissioner. And my Richard Nixon, you won't have me to push around anymore. So that's when he left. He left California, becoming the President of the United States, and we know how that turned out. So, but anyway, I'm in my last year beginning tonight. I have enjoyed all of it but 2 or 3 hours, I guess. We've gone through some tough tornadoes, some floods. I mean, just one thing after the other for a few years, and then a few months, really. But I have felt it a blessing from God to be here. My wife's put up with it for 15 years with 1 to go. And I just want to begin to tell people of Dade County how much I appreciate the opportunity to have sat in this chair and make decisions that I thought in my heart and in my soul were the best ones we could make. They wouldn't what everybody wanted. They wouldn't always what these 5, but it was a majority took it or didn't take it. That was it. That's government. That's the republic for which we stand. Not the democracy. Democracy is a great thing. But we pledge allegiance to the republic for which we stand, and that is to elect people that you think will represent you and let them do the job. And believe it or not, in 2 to 6 years, depending on what office that is on state, local, or whatever level, you got the chance to fire them. So, and they don't get reelected. But that's what, and I appreciate being a part of this little part of the republic that that I've been able to serve. So I'll give my next 11 months as much as I've given over the last 15 years, and I will hopefully leave here with my head as high as I can hold it and say that God has blessed me, and I hope he just let me be a blessing to somebody else. Thank you for my time.
Let's fix it and call time on you, Robert.
Well,
You're going
to get started.
You're supposed to wait till the last meeting to do this, but
I don't even know what to say after that one.
I know, that's a hard. Ms. Bradford.
Well,
Commissioner Bradford.
I'm kind of in the same boat. My paperwork man is busy, but I do want to say that driving around, there is a lot of trash on the side of the road. People are busy unloading houses and throwing this to the garbage and that. So, watch it when you're driving with a load in the back of your truck. I picked up almost 2 loads in front of my house and took down. So, just watch what you're doing when you're out driving with a bunch of stuff on your truck, and be safe. Watch over everybody and each other.
Yeah. Since you said that, that's one of the things I was going to talk about too. One of the last things, but I'll go ahead and start with it because we've got a few areas in the county that people have been dumping again. I mean, we've got our recycling, we got our transfer station and all, but for whatever reason, had just in the last couple, actually started before Thanksgiving, and went out and cleaned some of this up. But we have the EPD, Jason, he's over solid waste. He was in the county last week a week before last, and he will be coming up here with the state. He don't notify us till he's already here. He's already looked at these sites, but doing some investigation. We didn't find any addresses or anything. That's the first thing you do is go on the garbage. There was nothing that even linked some of these people to it. But we have put, some, I call them trail cams, but we got some cameras out right now that in these places, and hopefully we can catch, the people, whoever they are, and we'll prosecute them. I mean, because it's not something that's just sporadic. It's not something that's fell out of their truck.
Yeah.
This is microwaves and bags of garbage and tires and everything else. So, but anyway, since you said that, that's one thing that's happening, and going through spring probably. Hopefully we can find out who's doing it. And it's not just in the valley. It's on. We got one place on Sand Mountain, one in South End, Lookout Mountain. We got a couple in North Dade, and so and if you see anybody, it's not like being a tattletale. I mean, it's your county. Call, report it. I mean, but anyway, don't want to get off on that. We've got. Well, let's start right here. Mr. Hartline and his district out there, we've worked a little bit. Everybody can like them or not like them, but Dollar Generals are everywhere. And but we do have a Dollar General that's coming, another one to out on Sand Mountain, and we've been working with EPD, state, the GDOT on their permitting and all, and it's actually going here on, unless something bad happens. And right now, as of today, it looks like it's going to be a go. But it's out on Sand Mountain here where you turn down 301 going south there from where not Ace Hardware, but Crossroads Hardware. I used to call it Ace, but on that corner across the road from it, which will be a good site. It'll help those people, be convenient for people not only in our community in Georgia, but we'll pick up a lot of Alabama revenue from it. Dade County will because of that, just like Robert was talking about. That's where Splosh and Lost, so. But anyway, that's you can call it. Most people they like them, but there's some people just anti-Dollar General, and it may be, and that's your opinion, But some people, I know we appreciate ours in South Day because we didn't have anywhere. We didn't have, to drive to buy a box of washing powders. You had to come to Trenton, so it's really helped us out, Now where they stack them, like every 6-8 miles, I don't know. That's something. That's another story there, but anyway, that's happening. I talked about the EPD on that one. I've been working for almost a year now, and I don't really have anything positive to really down to earth to tell you about this. But we've had a lot of people concerned, want a dialysis, some type of a small clinic here in this county, because there's a lot more people than you think go to Chattanooga for dialysis. And I'm working with a couple of groups. I say I am the commission. We're trying to make this happen. There's more to it than you would think. You just don't hire a private company to come in and do that. It's got to be associated with a hospital. And so hopefully we can, in the near future, by summer maybe next year, but maybe we can make that happen. So we are working on that. Some of you in the audience might not be affected, but there's a lot of people listening I know are, because I do get calls on it. So hopefully that's a plus that we can maybe make happen here before too many months, hopefully. I want to give you a report on there real quick on the depot. Jad, he brought that up, public defender. That's going real well. It's the damage on there, I think I mentioned in the last meeting, was not near as bad as we thought as far as expense-wise. We were able to reuse all the roof, all the metal on it. We took it off, they did, and replaced all the decking, but it's really looking good. I mean, they've got it, and so we felt it was the point where we got him down there to show us exactly where his offices, where he wanted them, because we were actually framing up on the inside, and where he wanted the electrical outlets and the hardwire for the computers and all that. So, and that's really, it's going to happen, and that will happen in the next few months. By spring, I hope we'll be able to move him out of here and down there. Also in the back there on the side, we'll have our but our ASCS office, which Stephen deals with the farmers, and as far as working with them on any kind of grants, and his office is back here right now, and we'll be moving him down there too, so they'll have his own own space. So that's something that's really going good. We did We've got started on this, the ground down here, we're gonna build the election building. After next week, you'll really be able to see a lot happening there. The pad will be built, and we're gonna go, well, it's going to winter. It's not a good time to start any kind of project like that, because it is from the ground up. The depot don't matter because it's dried in, but weather provided, you're gonna see us really go on that, hopefully, and get that started. And that's something that's been needed. A lot of people say, well, why would you want to do it? Well, if you just now getting tuned into this, the election, of course, is right here, our election office, and it's actually, we violate rules and we violate the law really every time that we have an election here, pretty much, because that's not the place for it. We're not, well, as politicians or anyone that might possibly be on the ballot, or especially if you are, you're not even supposed to be in the same building. You can come in and vote, but you're not even supposed to be around anyone, like if they're standing in line voting. So we've been warned, and now we've got, it's going to be a reality. It'll be a nice place, and we're going to get it moved and get back in compliance. On the replacement of our extension agent, as y'all will remember months ago, Ms. Dyer, she actually had resigned, and she went into helping her husband in business, or in the cattle business and meat business, and so it's been kind of floating there. We're rocking on of who's going to replace her, and we've actually showed our support, and we've actually written letters to UGA, which that comes through the University of Georgia, and we just write real close now to being able. I feel good about it. That the Laura Beth Cunningham, which is actually she was the second in command over there. We hope, and if everything is like it's supposed to be, in the next couple of months or so, we'll be able to, feel sure that she's going to take that position. And if you don't know her, you need to get to know her, because she is a very knowledgeable person, as far as anything pertaining to our county extension, 4-H. She's really great with our children. Our children love her to death, and she is Dade County. I mean, her roots are from here. If you don't know who she is, her dad was Lloyd Gass, is Lloyd Gass, and he's been here forever, and so it'll be a good fit and and I think she'll be here probably till she retires. I mean, this is home, and so it's just be a good feeling to know when the paperwork comes through on that. So let's see here if there's anything else we need to. We have, let's see here, do the river meeting. I mention this every week, seems like, but with the railroads, and I know I'm taking a little time, but a lot of people are concerned as far as the railroad blockage. We've been having some more down here, right in Trenton here, in this past month, and it's, I met with them. We've got some new people we deal with now with the railroad, it's kind of hard. I mean, I've got numbers I call, and they get the trains moved, or they tell me. But still, when you've got the whole industrial park block, it's really, especially right at 5 o'clock when people's trying to get home, or in the morning when we're trying to get material in, your phone rings off the wall. And I feel good about it. We got some people on board to understand. No, that's not that. Might be the way they used to do it. That's not the way we do it anymore. And so hopefully, to the people that's real concerned about it, I think we've got that taken care of. I hope. Had issues. Mentioned this last week, and we still get complaints, but I guess we're going to for the next couple of years on the different power people that are working on the grids in the county. They're going to be here another year and a half or so, and people do get real irritable when they come out and they've got the roads blocked. They are working, they're doing it, going right through the process as far as notifying our 911. A lot of people are concerned, well, what if I need an ambulance, But they're going through the process every morning. Every company that's working, they go through our 911 and they let us know what's going on, and also myself too. So we know what's going to be closed and what's not going to be closed. And we go out, Billy, because we make sure that they're living up to it and not just completely blocking these off. They're keeping traffic flowing. So we are on that. They're not just people going, crazy in the county. They've got a protocol they go by, and so far, they are they're living up to it. Have you had any more complaints that don't amount much on saying? So at one time,
No.
y'all, your
We was
man.
out there in the main
Oh, man,
intersection.
they was
They've
really,
moved
they were
off now.
disrupting everything out there, so, and what they're doing, they're actually replacing the whole, actually 99% of the power grid in Dade County, which is all your lines and most of your poles that haven't been replaced, when they walk away from here, it'll all be new, I mean, everything, so, and it'll either be overhead or buried, and so that's, it's a good thing, it's a positive thing. Let me see here now. Have y'all got anything else that y'all want? I pretty well went over. I mean, in Christmas, usually there's not that much to report on the first day of the year, but there's been a lot going on from Thanksgiving all the way
I
up.
have one thing, maybe you could just kind of say the process. I feel like some of the problem is, just talking about the trash again, is it's winter time and you can kind of see through the trees, but I've had several calls about property being overpopulated with trash and what should they do about it. It's like neighbors.
This man right here, he's Jason that's his he's in charge of all of Northwest Georgia counties as far as that's what solid waste, and that's what he's assigned to. And when I call him, well, a lot of times they'll get a call and then they'll call and ask me or Stacy. We'll go out. He just wants some photos of it and verify the address, and then we send it back into him, and then he's here. He'll come in. So
Okay.
you need to call, let him call here from me, or I can give them his number, which is in Cartersville, and he does answer his phone.
Okay.
He does a good job. He's really on the ball, and
Yeah,
and what
I feel
they'll
like
do,
that's
they'll go
just
out and
kind of the
he'll
thing
talk
is
to the people
trees are-
first, you know.
or
Yeah.
cleared out and you
Yeah.
see more of it, and
Yeah.
but I have had, over the past month, for some reason, I've had several calls about that.
We've got an issue right now going out on Brown Gap Cemetery Road, and DFAX has actually come in now. They're helping with that, and we're getting some help. They're cleaning, they're helping, it's just a pitiful situation, but I mean, it's bad, and we've had a lot of complaints in the past few months. Billy's been out there, Stacy, but they are cleaning that up. I mean, I couldn't tell it much today, but they said they've already hauled off like 15, 20 bags, so that is, but the process is to have them call, or you can call me, I can give you the number, you can give it to them, whatever, but we'll,
Okay.
yeah, because it is, I've noticed it more since COVID than ever, though, for some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know, but, you got anything else, Robert, you want to
No.
bring up, y'all? Okay, all right. And if you get any questions about anything I've talked about or any of the commissioners, just call. I mean, they answer their phone, I answer my phone, and I'm here all the time, so just call and we'll go a little more in depth in the explaining. Okay, let's move down to the appearances. Is there a Miss Mindy Hayworth in the audience? No? Okay, well, we'll move on. Oh, there you go.
I'll let her speak.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know this lady, she is our public library guru. She's a director of our library, and I say this in front of you or behind your back. You do a good job, and we appreciate it, because you do a good job. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
You just don't ask for a raise, but you do a great job.
I know. Well, thank you so much for having me. I put together some end of the year stats. So basically, this is what our year at the 2023 looked like at the library. Door count, 29,555. Print circulation, 41,645. Libby circulation, 13,571. And for those of you that don't know, Libby is our ebook, audiobook, and magazine app that you can get free with your library card. You can access digital content. That is going up. So we allotted more of our state book money. One of the things the state gives us is money to buy books, and we allotted more of it towards some of those digital purchases this year. We have a total of 9,602 library cards for Dade County. Our computer usage for 2023 was 3,019. Printer use, that's basically how many pages we printed, 7,063. And that doesn't account for all of it. We have this LibData sends all of the print jobs that the public, if they send it from their computer to our circ desk and our control center, that's how many print jobs we had. If they want to just send it to our front desk and we print it for them, that doesn't account for all those print jobs. And sometimes people are in a hurry and they don't want to log into the computer, so we try to just do that as well.
And I might add, you're talking about printing, a lot of people think you're talking about like printing, like a memoir or whatever, but they have a printer there that can do magic. I mean, as far as the actual large prints, like if you have a large aerial photo or whatever, but it's, a lot of people don't realize that in Dade County we have anything but that, y'all. And
Yeah.
it's not very expensive. I mean, y'all just charge, y'all kind of break even on it from what I know.
Our goal is not to make money on
Yeah.
the services that we're providing to the community, and we do have a large poster printer
Yeah.
that we can print, and we've done a lot of jobs over this past year. That's not included, that's just the regular printer that we
That's
send
what I
prints
feel,
to,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that doesn't include the large print jobs of posters.
Yeah.
And many times, we have a large laminator, so we can laminate those posters, and we've done some interesting jobs.
Can you laminate a large poster? Can you do?
Yes,
Really?
well, 24-inch width,
Yeah.
and then as long as you need it.
That's pretty big.
And that's the same as our poster printer, can be 24 inches wide, and then as long as you need
Yeah.
it to be. So thank you for bringing
I
that
didn't
up.
mean to get you off track, but that's a lot of people don't realize it. That's amazing.
You're right. And it has been used more this year by the public. I use it a lot. I love to print posters for the library. So if you drive by and you see the big posters in the front, I love to make sure everybody knows what's going on. So I use it a lot, but we've seen a lot more community use of the
Yeah.
poster printer this year. Our study rooms were used 488 times this year, and we saw a huge increase in that with our Time with Teacher free tutoring program, so that accounts for some of that as well. But we are seeing just daily usage by the community where they need somewhere that's free, that they can take calls, they can work in quiet and peace, and so you can see that 488 is a lot. And then our larger meeting room was used 30 times. Our Time with Teacher, we brought that program back, and it started, I think, June 28th or something. June 28th, June 29th. So between June and December 31st, we had 169 kids basically getting free tutoring in Dade County. And we just got word that we got grant money, or actually a foundation gave us money to have that program run for a full another year. So we got the funds to be able to provide that, because we pay the tutors and they're all certified teachers. I know some people have no idea that it's out there. We try to get the word out, but it's free tutoring. All you have to do is go to our website and you'll see Time with Teacher tutoring, and all 4 of our branches offer tutoring. And once you click on Dade, it gives you a list of the different tutors that are available and what their content expertise is in, if your child is needing help in any of those subjects. We thought we wouldn't have very much this week before school was going back. We've already had 4 or 5 tutoring sessions this week.
Yeah.
So we're really excited that we got funding to continue that program next year. Pretty impressive K through 12. That's basically any of our program. We have preschool program, we've got school age program, we've got teen program, and we have family program. I just went ahead and put that attendance number. That's how many people attended the K through 12 program, 5,526. And then our adult program attendance over the course of the year, we had 445 folks. We don't have as many programs for adults as we have for the kids, but that's still pretty impressive that we had that many adults coming in. And we're trying to make sure that we're listening to the community and providing some of the things that the community would like to see at the library. Oh, in addition, sorry, go back one more time. The other part of that K-12 program attendance, we hosted 16 field trips between November and December from Dade County Elementary, 16 field trips. And the numbers are reflective in there. We were having sometimes 3 field trips a day. So we had 16 field trips from Dade Elementary. It's very easy. They can walk over.
Yeah.
We had 2 field trips in December from Davis. And our Friends of the Library has extended the offer to Davis that the Friends would like to pay for the bus service. So I don't know, the Friends of the Library, that is our nonprofit wing of the library that we can actually try to raise money. And they've offered to pay for the bus service for some Davis kids to come over. So I've been in contact with Charity, and we're hoping to set up more Davis field the afternoon. They aren't permanent, and it's just a fun way to combine the activities of walking and movement along with reading the book and seeing Veterans Park. So we encourage you on Tuesdays and Thursdays to check out our cute little story strolls. We've got 2 different books, 2 different programs. You know, I basically had to get these big kits from GPLS, and they sent them to us through the courier system. So we're alternating between Woofy the Bunny and The Hike. So we encourage you to explore Veterans Park and check these out. And before I go on to this, there was one other thing I wanted to mention, because I only get to come once a quarter, and so much happens in between each time I come. I send y'all my little slideshow, but I'm not sure if y'all know the importance of everything. But we did get security cameras installed in the library. I know that was something that was really important, and we were able to get that funded through the state. There was state grant money available for improvements for libraries throughout the state of Georgia, so we were able to get that completely funded through a state grant. And so we're really excited. They work great, and they lickety split. They got it done in 2 days, so we were really happy about that.
Awesome.
Okay, the other thing I think I barely mentioned this in October, because we had just reinitiated the 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten. It's something that's been in Georgia for a long time, but there was a big push in the entire state to say we need to get our reading scores up for our kids. So, of course, CHRL, the Cherokee Regional Library System, we jumped on board, and we've started this incentive program again. And I think it started in October. We have 44 children registered. Since October, they've read 4,842 books, which is really exciting. That's a lot of books, and these are for preschoolers. The whole point of this is to get kids ready for kindergarten, so that they have shared stories and books and literature, reading, writing, all of that with their parents, caregivers, before they even start kindergarten, to get them ready for school. So we've had a lot of success with that. Okay, mentioning Friends of the Library, and the Friends want to pay for some of those bus trips. One of our fundraisers that the Friends of the Library do is our used book sale. And Miss Lisa Cagle, who is one of our board members, she helps take care of this. She is so awesome. She comes in and she organizes all the books. She labels them for us. We take the money up at the register, and we keep it separate in that account. But that's one of the ways that we are able to raise money through the Friends to pay for things like the field trip buses. Another thing that we have added at the library that we're really excited about, we've taken all of our leveled readers. Those are like pre-reading all the way up through level 4 and 5 emergent readers, and we've moved them to their own place in the library, and they are cataloged as such. Already, since we made this move, we have seen a vast increase in the folks that are able to find these books. Before, they were just cataloged with everything else, and folks would come and say, I really need a level 2, or I really need a pre-level for wherever their child's at. Now they can go right to our back wall, and they know exactly where they're at, and we've had great feedback on that. Oh my gosh, another Friends of the Library fundraiser. We have these adorable t-shirts that we made, actually the Friends made, and we all wear them at the library every now and then. Support your Dade Library. So we're hoping that folks will come and purchase. The children's shirts are $10, regular size adult shirts are $12, and extended sizes are $15. It's a great bargain, and it'll show your support for the library, and that money would go to the Friends. Which again, it goes for, yes, the field trip buses, that's the first thing that I've been talking about, but it's also, they give me money sometimes to buy extra books. I ask the Friends for money to help buy incentives for our summer reading program, or supplies, or to add additional programming. So all of that, the money that doesn't come from our operating budget, the Friends is one of the ways we can find some extra funds at the library. Okay, new for 2024. Dr. Becky Ashworth is offering twice a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays, Fit for Life. This is for anyone, and it's all ages and ability levels. It's about flexibility, strength, and injury and fall prevention. So I recommend anybody come to the library. She is amazing, very knowledgeable. Come to the library. We're offering, like I said, every Tuesday and Saturday in January. It'll go on in February too. We're waiting to see if we need twice a week, because we want to meet everybody's needs, but come on down to the library and take that Fit for Life class. We also have our Winter Reading Challenge, January 1st through 31st, similar to our Summer Reading Challenge, but a little bit smaller scale. You just log in through beanstack.org,
sign up for the Winter Reading Challenge, and you can win some fun little prizes at the library if you log enough books. As always, you can go to chrl.org for our calendar. We have paper calendars available at the library. The beanstack.org, that's where you're gonna go to sign up for the Winter Reading Challenge, the 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten Challenge, and Facebook and Instagram. We've started a new way to collect data. We have these forms that parents have to fill out to register for some of our kids' programs, and we say, how'd you hear about the program? Well, as we thought, Facebook and Instagram are one of the largest percentage of ways that folks find out about our programming. So please follow us on Facebook. We put everything on there, all of our programming, any change or anything coming up, it's on there. Well, thank you all for having me. Do you have any questions?
Any questions?
Looks like you're due about a 80-year-old birthday party by the date on this slide.
What?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I didn't know the library since 1944.
1944.
Oh, yeah.
Now you gotta have a big birthday party.
You're right. In some form or fashion, the Dade County Library has been in existence since 1944. And from what I understand from the folks that track the history of this county, it's gone through many different iterations to be where it is today in the fabulous building that we have. So yeah, that's crazy. 80 years.
For years, it was in the
That's
basement
old as
over there,
hell.
you
In the
know.
basement, yeah. Somebody came in the other day and was saying that I used to come when it was in the basement, so.
Sure was. We appreciate it. And,
All right. Any questions about any of those stats or anything?
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Well, thanks so
Good
much.
report.
Good job.
Thank you.
We also have a online presentation available by Miss Laura Beth Cunningham. If you go online to look at that. And also we have one from Miss Sandy White, and she's our president of the Alliance for Dade Incorporated or Chamber of Commerce. So you go online and visit that. Okay, let's move down to number 5. Mr. Don Townsend. He's going to present our monthly finance report. Mr. Townsend.
All right, as of December 31st, 2023, general fund had a balance of $3,262,982. The total fund, general fund certificate of deposits totaled $1,500,000. So there's a total of $4,762,982 available. Federal Asset Fund, U.S. Treasury, balance of 0. Sheriff's Special Fund, $6,823. Drug Abuse Education Fund, $7,559. Supplemental Juvenile Services Fund, $29,085. Victim Assistance Fund, $2,312. Jail Fund, $12,151. Federal Asset Fund, Department of Justice, 0. American Rescue Plan, $1,131,557. The Accommodations Tax, $185,706. Employees Flexible Spending Account, $31,849. Payroll Account, $9,732. 2015 SPLOST funds still available, $97,193. 2021 SPLOST Projects Account, $150,317, and the Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax Proceeds Account has a balance of $2,611,454. Looking at the next page, the income statement as of November 30th, 2023, the actuals that came in for the month were $3,645,993. We had budgeted $3,554,251, so we were in excess funds of $91,742. For the year to date, $8,548,403 was deposited. $8,112,385 was the budgeted amount, so we're again excess funds of $436,018. And then the expense side, we show expenses paid of $1,064,158, budgeted $1,110,720, so under budget $46,561. For the year to date, spent $5,914,286, budgeted $6,343,269, again under budget $428,982. Budget attained so far through November 30th should be at 41.67%. Revenues attained thus far was 59.78%. Expenses attained were 40.79%. The local option sales tax that came in for December 2023 was $269,521.07, and the special purpose local option sales tax that came in was $336,894.74. And then the 2020, you see the 2021 tracking sheet there for SPLOST with the detail behind that. And then the final, and then the 2015 SPLOST tracking worksheets. And then the final report in our packet is from the tax commissioner, July 1st, 2023 through November 30th, 2023. We budgeted for the total year, $6,248,000. So far collected through that period, $4,275,081, which is under budget, but that's expected, and that's at 68.42% for the year. That concludes the report.
Okay. Any questions or corrections? Anytime?
None.
All right. Hear none, so I will entertain a motion pertaining to the financial report presented by Don Townsend. I have a motion.
Motion to approve is read.
Okay, I have a motion to approve. I have a second.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. I'll call a vote. Mr. Lowry?
Yes.
Hartline?
Yes.
Mr. Goff?
Yes.
Ms. Bradford?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Okay, motion passes. Okay. The reading of the minutes. Let's see, now we'll go to Mr. Robin Rogers. I'm sorry. Robin, if you got any legal matters that we need to
I do not, Mr.
tonight,
Chairman.
bring before us. Okay, appreciate that. And unfinished business. I don't know anything right now. Y'all got anything on that? Okay. All right. I like to hear that sound. You know, really, I tell you if I do, you know, it's good to know we got young people here. I mean, it's just, you know, we're growing. Okay. No new business, okay. The reading of the minutes of our last month's regular meeting and any special call meetings will not be required since all commissioners have been furnished copies in advance. The minutes are public record and available for view in our commission office. The minutes are included in the consent agenda. This time I'll ask Mr. Townsend to go over our consent agenda, read that to us, and then I will entertain a motion pertaining to that.
Okay, we have the approval of the agenda as presented, approval of the previous meeting minutes, review of the personal status report. Under SPLOST, we have a vehicle purchase for Dade County Sheriff's Office as requested by Major Tommy Bradford from Prater Ford, who honored the same bid price as back in 2023. These are for 2023 Ford Explorers at a cost of $38,327.88. And then adding the other items, the Code 3 and the Motorola Solutions totaled $7,118.15 apiece. So it's for a total vehicle of $45,446. $45,446.03 each. That's for purchase of two, so that's $90,892.06. Then we had the Historic Courthouse Restoration Project report as presented by Mr. Cole Atkins. The memorandum of understanding and agreement between Chattooga, Walker, Dade County Superior Court judges of the Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit supplement pay, monetary compensation. Resolution R-01-24, setting of qualifying fees for 2024 election cycle. Resolution R-02-24, tax anticipation note line of credit authorization for calendar year 2024. And that's for a total, if maximum need of $800,000. Resolution R-03-24, memorandum of understanding with the Family Crisis Center of Walker, Dade, Catoosa, and Chattooga counties, as recommended by the District Attorney's Office, and that is from the Local Victim Assistance Fund. Resolution R-04-24, Association of County Commissioners of Georgia, appointment of Commissioner Robert Goff as the county's legislative coordinator for 2024. Resolution R-04-25. It's the Georgia Indigent Defense Services Agreement with the Public Defender's Office, Mr. Jad Johnson, who is the Chief Public Defender, and the budgeted request was $91,600.96 as Dade County's portion. Resolution R-06-24, Georgia Department of Transportation Local Maintenance and Improvement Grant for fiscal year 2024 grant application, and that is for a $385,191.64 grant, and that does come with a 30% match requirement. And Resolution R-07-24, an amendment number 1 to the fiscal year 2024 Dade County budget of the general fund, and that is $384,000 in revenues, $184,000 expense increase, for a total delta savings of $200,000. That's it.
All right. Any questions or corrections? No. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve or pertaining to the consent agenda as presented by Mr. Townsend. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, yeah.
Have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Yeah, good, I
All
second.
right, Mr. Lowry, thank you. I do have a motion second, and I'll vote. Mr. Lowry,
Yes.
Mr. Hartline,
Yes.
Mr. Goff,
Yes.
Ms. Bradford,
Yes.
and chair votes yes. Okay. Okay, I don't have anything from executive session tonight. Y'all got anything you want to add? Anything you might have forgot? All right.
No, you're right. It's nice to have the children in here.
I know it. That's why I had a fellow say that in church one time. And that's our whole growth of the church. And it's good. It's like music to us. Some people, I guess, think it, but that's the same here.
And so well behaved.
Yeah, I'm glad to see y'all here, new faces and old faces. And hey, you need to come back because this guy right here, he started coming to our meetings and sat in the back and. Lo and behold, he wound up, we appointed him on the Board of Assessors. So that's right. That's right. He is now official, and we're proud that you're taking interest. And he's been here about almost 2 years, and lives in the north end, and just, it's good. Hope you're here to stay. I believe you. Good place to live. Yeah. But we do appreciate it. Audrey, you got any reports tonight for any, I know everything looks beautiful on the square. I know you had a big part in that, and man, I've had more positive comments than I've ever had on it. The lights were so pretty, and y'all, also the lights worked hard on it too, and so it's it looks good. It looks like a good little hometown, and the courthouse is really shaping up. And Don, we're looking middle of February, maybe on that, maybe the end of, maybe 1st of March. And maybe we can be looking at an open house or what. Well, but it's getting close. It's really getting close, and let everyone come out for that. But if y'all don't have anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting.
I'll make a motion
All right.
to adjourn.
Have a second.
Second.
I'll call a vote. Mr. Lowry.
Yes.
Hartline.
Yes.
Goff.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Okay. And we appreciate y'all.